Mine!
I show up to work tomorrow, my hand's all bloody. What happened to you? I tried to take an M&M.
What's up, everybody? Todd Nielsen from Nielsen Training Consulting and BPMF Incorporated. There's this cool thing that happened to me last month where I got this random phone call. And I was really surprised by this because there was a company that, by the name of Powertac, that reached out to me and they said, hey, we've seen your social media and we like what you're doing and we'd like to talk to you about doing some light stuff, some flashlight stuff. So I quickly told him, look, I don't endorse anything that I personally wouldn't use myself, and my standards for what I endorse and what I don't endorse is pretty high. My standard for what I endorse is I have to be able to trust my life to it. And if I can't, I will not endorse that particular product.
Very true.
And a lot of times that pisses off a lot of companies, but after hearing that, the guy's like, cool, you're exactly the type of guy that we want to talk to. I'm like, well, okay. So I did a quick little internet search and checked on their stuff and checked on their reviews, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, yeah, these are actually pretty decent. So call them back and go, okay, I did a little bit of research. I will take your lights and I will do a test on them. And they sent me the Warrior, which is their G4FL. It is a rechargeable light, 4,200 lumens. This thing's super stupid, right?
Oh, you're telling me? Oh, he'll get to the part where you'll understand why I know.
Yeah. So they sent me two lights. We'll do two different videos. But on the Warrior here, number one, I love the overall feel of it because it reminds me a bunch of the S lights that I used to carry on duty. It's the same shape or same general shape, same basic function. However, this particular one has another little button right here on the side that will get you to do this. It's one of his favorite features. I personally don't really like strobe, but to each their own. Each individual operator is going to have different things that they like about it. I love their tail cap switch. I love their switch. It just fits, feels good in my hand, and it's actually protected so that you don't accidentally bump it. The other thing I like about it is I can go through 4 different modes. I can start out on the super low one, which is less than 1 lumen. So it's great for doing map reading and stuff like that. And go all the way up to, like I was saying, the 4,200 lumens. What we did in testing is I did a bunch of stuff myself, just kind of playing with it for personal and what I think would happen for defensive purposes. And I found that I absolutely love this light. What I don't like about it is I can't find the right mount that I like yet. I'm sure I could probably machine it to actually mount this to my rifle, because having this mounted to my rifle would be absolutely amazing, especially at 4,200 lumens. So I did kind of my thing. I really like it. I will personally endorse it. However, without getting too deep into it, I wanted to hear Ron's opinion, because this is designed to be an active duty law enforcement light. So I went, here, take it. And he's had it for about 3 weeks now.
So that he brings up a good point with us. These pieces of equipment that we have, it's not like somebody called us up and said, hey, here's $1,000 review our product, or here's a free product, review it for us, and we're like, okay, well, we owe you. Like, really, this comes down to, would I use this on duty? And I would like to test this a little bit more. I'd like to beat up on it a little bit more. The problem is I was a little lukewarm on this thing at first.
Yeah.
And then after using it for a few weeks, I changed, and I'm like, I don't want to beat this up to where I lose it and I can't use it anymore. So we will get to the point where they're all sold out right now. So I had a few police officers that I work with that they were like, hey, we want that light. I had one that she kept asking me, every time, hey, I could do a vehicle search. Let me borrow your light. Hey, let me borrow your light. She was using it all the time. And she was like, I want to order one. Where can I get it? And I sent her to the website. We found they were all sold out. This was right around Christmas of 2021. And so that was the big problem, was being able to find it.
Yeah.
So a little bit, I was kind of doing my whole cop thing, and I was too used to this from my old light days. And I found that the more that I was out searching for people, I got into this more cigar hold that they did like back in the 20s, 90s. And so it was really comfortable to just be able to go out and search for people just with it just kind of in your hand, instead of doing this whole cop thing. And we talked about it, and as much as I like the strobe feature, where the button is it's so hard for me to find and to hit that it's almost worthless to me.
It's hard to find with gloves.
Well, just in general, it's hard for me to find it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, so I just assume not have it and just have a regular light. And,
one thing that we've definitely talked about is, as a older operator, as we'll call it, a more senior operator, I'm used to
ancient.
Okay, ancient. I'm used to having the old SL20s where we had the button right here. So when we put these into our pockets or under our pouches, we'd set it into our pocket or our pouch, so that every time that it came out, we'd have that bezel switch set up right there for us. So finding this and having it set up, if I'm holding on to the light like this here, my thumb will automatically just go there, because that's what my brain's been trained to do. Right. So there is some training that you can do to get to that point. It's just the more junior operators, or the more modern operators.
I'm not junior anymore.
That's true.
I'm a modern operator, not a junior operator. I'm almost a senior operator.
Well, in your department, you are. And so with that, it just comes with just a little bit of training. And I'm sure if we did like an 8-hour low light class, you'd have that so wired tight. It'd be nothing.
No doubt. So another thing that we had talked about is where the clip is at that holds the light in your pocket. I don't care for it there. I would prefer it to be up here, so it would hang in the pocket a little more comfortable. Where it's at, it has a tendency to want to kind of flop over.
Yeah, especially if you're at a full dead sprint. It's like,
I mean, it's not a huge deal. It works fine for me. It just would be a little more comfortable, in my opinion, if it was up there. The case that it comes with, I don't care for. I would never use the case, and so this is how I carried it. With it having this large, whatever you call this,
that's actually a heat sink.
Where it gets wider down here for the lens, and it's a lot more narrow up here where the clip is. It's a little harder to get this clipped into your pocket, so you gotta kind of just get your finger under there. Yeah. Worst case scenario, I just stowed it in the pocket. Whatever. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
If you're running like an LBV, you could probably just dump it into an admin pouch or something like that, but then it's just another pain to get to.
The problem is with as fat as it was up here, getting it anywhere on my LBV was kind of a pain. Okay. I couldn't find a good place to put this on my LBV, so that's why it just ended up in my pocket.
Okay. So it's just in your thigh pocket?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And it works great there. So, like I said, out looking for suspects, I kept it on the brightest setting the whole time. I'm not really doing map readings and things like that. But it has this model has a big wide spotlight.
Yeah.
And so it was great for illuminating an area. I had another guy with me with our common stream lights that were issued, and his light sucked. This thing was way better. And the other big thing I like about this is it allows me to get my stream light off my belt, and I don't like having things on my back. Yeah. And so that clears up more room on my back where I don't
you can
have
sit
to have
more
stuff
upright in the car. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
especially this time of year where you're in the car a lot, just trying to stay warm.
Yeah, pretty much. I think so one of the cool things is it has this little magnetic little connector that you plug in just into your USB, and my truck's full of them, my work truck. So you just plug it in that, and then it just sits right here, and it charges pretty quick. So it's fairly easy just to tap it on there.
You forgot it for this video because it's in your patrol car, huh?
Well, that if I brought everything, I'd have to give it back to Todd. This way, I'll get it all back to you at the same time.
So that right there is a clue that he likes the light.
So yeah, like I said, the last thing that I would want to do before I really endorsed it is I'd like to put it through a little bit more of a torture test to see, how's it going to be if it gets wet? How's it going to be if we drop it a ton? Some
Yeah.
things like that. But just for average patrol use, it's held up great. It's been a great little light. The batteries. I'm on day shift, and so
Yeah, but
I have a
it's
few.
dark here till 7 o'clock in the morning. So
I have a few hours in the morning before the sun comes up when we're out looking for vehicle burglars and stuff like that. But the battery life's been great on it so far. One of the things that Todd touched on is it's got these protectors. We call these little bevels here
Yeah.
that protects the switch from activating. So I haven't had my leg catch on fire yet, like I've done with other lights where they get bumped and the light gets stuck on.
yeah, and your
And
legs
your
go like,
battery's
whoa!
toast. Your legs fried. And you got to change your battery out every couple days because of it. So
Yeah.
it's overall it's been a great light for me.
Yeah. Cool thing about this too, since it does have a rechargeable battery in it, you can actually run 123s in it. And having I ran 123s in it, and it definitely was not as bright. I'm not sure exactly what the lumen power output was on it, but when I put the rechargeable battery in it, and it ran, I lit up a 5 acre pasture that had a bunch of deer in it, and I was able to see across the entire pasture. And out of my house, it's dark. It's like really dark out there, and being able to see that far, especially from a law enforcement perspective, it's just one of those things where being able to illuminate an area or be able to eliminate a threat, it's definitely important. And one of the jokes that we used to talk about doing is literally watch people dehydrate in front of you. At 4,200 lumens, it will definitely dehydrate them.
The strobe's fun because
The strobe's fun because then they can't see anything. I hate the strobe. I can't wait till we can.
But you see, I'm also the guy that's like, "Oh, this house stinks. All right, let's go to work." And everybody else is like out there gasping for air. So I'm weird. I get it.
Well, yeah. Once we get our CQB facility all open and everything, we'll do another kind of an update review on this, because this is definitely one of those lights that I'm digging a lot.
Right.
And
hopefully we can get a couple more from Powertac and really thump on them. And
yeah, you know what? It'd be cool to take one and just skip it across that back parking lot
Yeah.
and just see what can happen, and then we'll throw it in the snow and let it sit overnight and see what happens.
Just normal wear and tear stuff, nothing crazy.
Yeah. Well, and how many cops have dropped their flashlight outside their patrol vehicle and then come back the next morning and go, "Oh crap, there it is."
That almost happened with this one, but
I saw there was a little bit of a ding on here.
oh, that's just pocket wear.
So give it a check out. It's at powertac.com. That's POWERTAC.com. It's the Warrior G4FL. Give it a check out there. It's awesome light. I would endorse it.
There's a discount code, isn't there?
There is, and it's Nielsen. You have to be able to spell it correctly. It's Nielsen. That'll get you 30% off. Code will be listed somewhere down here, over here, up there, somewhere, wherever that guy decides to put it, since he's in charge.
Well, what if I do it?
He's in charge.
No, from like I said, you've heard how much I've used it. I haven't beat it up as much as I want, but with what I've done, it's been a great light. I would have no issues buying this for myself and using this as my patrol light.
Yeah, and the MSRP on it is actually $149, which at that price point for getting all that for a rechargeable battery and light, that's pretty impressive. And you can actually change it. Instead of having the magnetic charger, you can change it to a micro USB charger if you want to do it that way too. Cool. All right. Anything else you want to throw in there on that?
Nope, that's it.
Other than when you want to skip one across the parking lot? All right. Y'all have a great day. Be kind to each other.